Well, come to Oprah Winfrey Goat, ladies and gentlemen, don't waste another year of your life. You already know what you need to do. Stop delaying it. There is a quiet truth nestled deep inside each of us. It's not loud, it doesn't shout, but it whispers persistently, faithfully, relentlessly. That whisper, it's your truth. It's the dream you've tried to silence, the move you keep postponing, the change you pretend not to see. But let me tell you, your spirit already knows. You already know what you need to do. It's not that you don't have clarity. It's not that you're confused. What's really happening is you're scared of what happens when you finally listen to what your soul is telling you. You're afraid of the shift, the leap, the responsibility that comes with saying yes to your destiny. But fear will not disappear by waiting. Fear only fades in the light of action. How many more days will you waste pretending you need more signs? The truth is, the sign came months ago. It came in the form of restlessness. It came through a sleepless night. It came when your body tensed every time you walked into that room. It came through tears you couldn't explain. You don't need another message. You need movement. We keep telling ourselves we need more time. We lie and say, next year, I'll start. We say, when things settle down, I'll be ready. But darling, how many next years will you let pass before you finally give yourself permission to live? Time is moving whether you act or not, and every delay is a disservice to your calling. There's a part of you, the strongest, wisest, most divine part, that has been waiting for you to stop playing small. You think you're protecting yourself by waiting, but what you're really doing is betraying yourself by staying in situations that drain you, staying in patterns that bind you, staying in fear instead of faith. There is nothing more painful than knowing you were born for more and choosing less because of doubt. It breaks you, slowly, quietly, until one day you look in the mirror and wonder where your light went. But your light is not gone, it's just been dimmed by hesitation. And you, yes you, hold the switch. You've been trying to make it logical. You've been asking for advice. You've been making pros and cons lists. But this decision isn't about logic. It's about truth. It's about alignment. It's about what brings you alive. You were not born to be reasonable. You were born to be radiant. And that begins with doing the thing you already know you need to do. Don't wait for everyone to understand. Don't wait for the world to applaud. Some choices only make sense to your spirit, and that's okay. Not everyone will get it because not everyone was assigned your vision. They don't have to see it. They just have to step aside as you rise. So what if you fail? So what if it's messy? So what if people talk? They're going to talk anyway. Give them something powerful to talk about. Let them say, she finally did it. She finally chose herself. Let them watch you become what you were always meant to be. The moment you start walking toward your truth, the universe begins rearranging itself to support you. Doors open, people appear, peace floods in, and you start to remember what freedom feels like. But that only happens when you stop waiting and start moving. One step, one breath, one bold decision at a time. You don't need a full plan. You don't need to know how everything will turn out. You just need enough courage to take the first step, and then the next one, and then the next. The path will rise to meet you, when you start walking it. Don't waste time looking for the whole staircase. Just take the first step in faith. Let today be the day you stop lying to yourself. Let today be the day you honor the nudge. You've already rehearsed every excuse. You've already imagined every worst case scenario, but now it's time to imagine the best case. What if it works? What if you fly? What if this is the year that everything changes? This year doesn't have to be a repeat of the last. You can choose different. You can choose bold. You can choose you. You can stop surviving and start thriving. But it begins with one choice, to no longer deny what you already know. That choice will cost your comfort, but it will buy your freedom. No one else can do this for you. You are the key. You are the door. You are the answer you've been waiting for. So go ahead, take that deep breath, put your hand on your heart, and promise yourself, I will not waste another year pretending I don't know. I do know, and now I'm ready to act. Comfort zones are dream killers. We've been taught to chase stability, to stay where it feels safe, to hold on to the familiar even when it no longer nourishes our spirit. But let's be honest, comfort doesn't always mean peace. Sometimes comfort is the cage. It's the cozy blanket wrapped around a soul that's quietly suffocating. It's the routine that's become a rut. There's a reason you feel restless even though nothing's technically wrong. It's because you were never meant to stay stuck. Growth is your natural rhythm, but growth demands movement, and movement requires discomfort. If you never stretch, you never reach. If you never risk, you never rise. That dream pulling at your heart, that vision that visits you in silence, it won't manifest inside your comfort zone. Your dream was never designed to fit in the tiny spaces of your old life. It requires a new you. A braver you, a version of you that doesn't wait for permission to expand. Too many people spend years waiting for the right time to feel brave, but bravery doesn't show up and knock. Bravery responds when you step. When you say, I may not feel ready, but I'm going anyway, that's when power wakes up. That's when purpose steps in. You don't have to throw away everything to start over. Sometimes it's just one uncomfortable choice that changes everything. The phone call you don't want to make, the application you're scared to submit, the conversation you keep avoiding, the boundary you haven't set. That's where your freedom lives beyond what's easy. Let go of the lie that comfort is always good. Comfort can numb you, it can silence your intuition, it can trick you into thinking okay is enough. But you weren't created for an okay life, you were created for an abundant life. A life that sets your soul on fire, a life that feels like truth in motion. And sometimes you outgrow your comfort zone without even realizing it. That's why everything starts to feel heavy. That's why joy feels harder to reach. It's your spirit telling you it's time to evolve. You're not broken. You're birthing the next version of yourself. And like any birth, it will stretch you. When you stay in your comfort zone too long, your gifts go unused. Your ideas go unshared, your potential goes untapped, and your life becomes a whisper of what it could have been. That is the real risk, not failure, not judgment, not loss. The real risk is regret. You can decorate your comfort zone. You can make it look beautiful, but deep down you know it's a holding cell. You know your wings don't fit in this tiny space anymore. And it's time to stop adjusting your dreams to match your environment. Instead, start adjusting your environment to match your dreams. It takes courage to leave what's known, but it also takes courage to stay and die a slow death of the soul. Choose your hard. Choose the one that leads to life. Choose the one that shakes you awake. Choose the one that forces you to meet your greatness face to face. Your comfort zone wants to keep you safe, not successful. It wants to keep you quiet, not powerful. But you didn't come this far just to feel stuck in place. You came to this moment to remember who you are: a warrior, a creator, a beacon of light in a world that desperately needs it. You will never discover how high you can fly by staying in the nest. You were born with wings, not walls, and sometimes you've got to jump before you feel ready. Trust that your wings will remember what to do. Trust that life will catch you in motion. Don't waste another year getting cozy in a space that no longer challenges you. Don't keep polishing a life that doesn't reflect your truth. Let this be the year you get uncomfortable. Let this be the year you choose expansion over ease. Let this be the year you finally make the leap. When you do, you'll look back and wonder why you waited so long. You'll find new strength. You'll find unexpected allies. You'll find you, the version of you that was always there waiting just outside the edge of what felt comfortable. Your time is not renewable. Use it with purpose. Time is the most precious gift you will ever receive, and yet it's the one thing we treat like it's endless. We waste hours in doubt, days in fear, and sometimes entire years trying to please people who don't even notice our efforts. But the truth is, time doesn't come back. Once it's spent, it's gone, and that truth is supposed to wake you up. Every breath you take is borrowed. Every sunrise you witness is a miracle. But we move through life like we're guaranteed decades. We delay dreams, thinking we can do it someday. But what if someday never comes? What if the time is now, and the cost of delay is everything you were born to do? You've got to stop treating your purpose like it's optional. You've got to stop pushing your dreams to the bottom of your to-do list. You weren't placed here to pass time. You were placed here to fulfill something sacred. Something only you can bring into this world. Every single day is a page in the book of your life. The question is, what kind of story are you writing? Is it a story of boldness, of bravery, of impact? Or is it a story filled with waiting, with hesitation, with missed chances and quiet regret? You are the author and you have the pen, but the ink is not forever. Time will not wait for your confidence to catch up. Time will not pause while you figure it out. It just keeps moving with or without your permission. So what are you doing with the time you've been gifted? Are you building something with it, or are you letting it evaporate into the air? Purpose doesn't always feel glamorous. Sometimes it looks like discipline. Sometimes it sounds like no to distractions. Sometimes it feels like standing alone while others settle. But living with purpose means every moment counts. It means your energy is sacred. It means you understand that every hour you give away must align with where you want to go. We've all said, I don't have time. But the truth is, we do. We have time for what we value. We make time for what matters. So look around. What's getting your energy? What's getting your attention? And is it feeding your soul? Or is it just keeping you busy? There is a divine urgency in your life. That vision you carry, that longing in your heart, it's not random. It's a calling, and it's not going to wait forever. The window opens, and then one day it closes. That's why you must act while you're still strong, still breathing, still able. You have already survived so much. You've already proven that you are resilient. So now it's time to use that strength intentionally, not just to get by, not just to maintain, but to build. Build the life you know is waiting for you on the other side of fear. Use your days as bricks. Lay them down with care, one at a time with purpose. Living on purpose doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. It just means your heart is in it. It means your spirit is awake. It means you're showing up for the life you want, not just the life you were handed. And that commitment, that's what brings meaning to the time you've been given. Don't get to the end of your life only to realize you lived everyone else's dreams but your own. Don't look back with the ache of what if echoing in your soul. Let this be the moment you pivot. Let this be the season you realign. Let this be the year you finally put your purpose first. People might not understand why you're changing. They might question why you're walking away from certain things, but you don't owe explanations for protecting your time. You only owe yourself a promise that you will no longer waste the most valuable thing you have trying to shrink for comfort. The world needs you awake. It needs you alive. It needs your gifts, your voice, your passion. But it only gets to experience them if you stop treating time like it's unlimited. This moment is your miracle. Use it well. The clock is ticking, not to scare you but to remind you. You're here. You're alive. You still have time. Just don't waste another year pretending you don't know what it's worth. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Start where you are. So many people are waiting. Waiting for more money, waiting for a better relationship, waiting for the right mood, the perfect setup, the stars to align. But let me tell you something with love, if you keep waiting for perfection, you'll still be waiting this time next year. And the next, and the next, because perfection is a myth, and purpose doesn't need permission to begin. Starting where you are is not a lack of ambition, it's the ultimate act of power. It means you believe in the seed before it becomes a tree. It means you're willing to water your potential with faith, not just with facts. You don't need the full picture to take the first step. You just need to trust that what you have right now is enough to begin. We think starting requires certainty, but real beginnings are messy, they're shaky, they're vulnerable, and they're holy, because they're the moment you declare, I may not have it all together, but I'm showing up anyway. I'm choosing to stop postponing my life. I'm choosing movement over excuses. Do you know how many dreams die in the waiting room of perfection? How many books were never written because the author wanted the perfect laptop, the perfect office, the perfect idea? How many businesses never launched because someone was too afraid to start small? You don't need a stage. You don't need a spotlight. You need to begin. Whatever is in your hands right now, use it. That phone, that notebook, that voice, that pain, that story, that is your beginning. Don't despise it. Don't underestimate it. Some of the greatest revolutions the world has ever seen started in silence, with nothing but a whisper and a heart full of conviction. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not unqualified. You are right on time for your assignment, but the door only opens when you knock. The way only appears when you walk. You don't have to be perfect, just present. Just brave enough to begin before you feel ready. People might look at you and say, "That's too small to matter." But that's because they can't see the vision you carry. They can't feel the fire that was planted in your spirit. They weren't in the room when you made the promise to yourself. They didn't see you cry or pray or break just to stand back up, but you know, and that knowing is your strength. Let this be the year you start with shaky hands and an open heart. Let this be the year you say yes, even with trembling in your voice. Let this be the year you walk out of the prison of perfection and into the freedom of becoming. You don't have to finish today. You just have to begin. There is nothing small about a beginning rooted in courage. Even if no one claps, even if no one sees, even if you fail the first 3 times, keep showing up, keep learning, keep building, because the person who starts, that person wins. Not because they're the best, but because they refuse to wait any longer. Every time you take 1 step, the universe takes 2, doors open, people show up, resources flow, but none of it moves until you do. Stop waiting for things to be right. Make them right by moving. Make them right by growing through them. Life honors those who honor the moment. What's in your heart is sacred, but sacred things don't grow by sitting still. They grow in action, they grow in motion, they grow in faith. Don't let another season pass you by because you were waiting for more. You are already more than enough. Start with that. You don't have to broadcast it. You don't have to prove it. Just take the first step, quietly, boldly, with love, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize that one small yes changed everything, not because it was perfect, but because it was yours. And when you begin, you'll find new strength. You'll discover what you're really made of. And most importantly, you'll come face to face with the version of yourself that's been waiting all along, the one who never needed perfection. Just permission to be free. Stop postponing your healing and growth. There comes a time when you can no longer hide from your own reflection. A time when pretending everything is okay begins to drain the very life out of you. And that time, for many of us, comes disguised as exhaustion, anxiety, or deep sadness. But beneath it all, there's one truth quietly echoing. It's time to heal. It's time to grow. It's time to stop putting your restoration on hold. Healing isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it knocks gently at your heart, reminding you that you can't keep outrunning what's broken inside. Growth doesn't wait for a crisis, it calls for your courage. But so many of us postpone it, thinking we'll deal with it when we have more time. Yet the longer you delay your healing, the deeper the wound burrows into your life. You can't bloom while holding on to what broke you. And you cannot soar while dragging the weight of unspoken pain. The truth is, your healing matters more than your image, more than your pride, more than what other people will think, because healing doesn't make you weak, it makes you whole. And you deserve to be whole. There's no honor in suffering in silence, no strength in pretending. You do not need to prove how tough you are by carrying trauma that isn't yours to keep. You were not meant to just survive. You were meant to live fully, to love deeply, to feel peace in your own skin. but that can't happen until you choose to stop postponing your journey back to yourself. Growth starts when you stop avoiding the mirror. When you begin to ask hard questions, not to blame, but to understand. Why do I keep attracting the same pain? Why am I afraid of being seen? Why do I shrink when I should rise? These aren't questions of shame, they are invitations to freedom. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean denying what happened. It means choosing to stop reliving it every single day. It means releasing the need to justify your pain and instead learning how to release it. Because you are allowed to outgrow what once wounded you, you are allowed to become someone new. Maybe they never apologized, maybe you'll never get closure, but healing was never about them, it was always about you. About you stepping into your power, about you no longer allowing past pain to control your present peace. Your healing is not a luxury, it is a necessity. And growth isn't about becoming someone else. It's about finally becoming yourself, the version of you who's been buried under years of pretending, pleasing, and performing. Growth is peeling back the layers and saying, "This is me." Flawed, healing, learning, and still worthy. Don't let another year pass where you keep making excuses for staying stuck. Don't let another birthday come and go while your soul is still chained to yesterday. You have the tools, you have the wisdom, and most importantly, you have the right to heal and grow, even if it makes others uncomfortable. There is no timeline for healing, but there is a cost to delaying it. Every day you postpone your growth, you delay your peace. You miss opportunities, you settle for cycles, you quiet your voice, and life becomes something you endure rather than something you enjoy. This is your moment to rise, to forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know, to release the guilt that was never yours to carry, to look in the mirror and finally see someone worth fighting for, because the real you, the whole you, she's waiting to be claimed. Stop saying, "I'll deal with it later." Stop numbing. Stop avoiding. Instead, get still, get honest, begin. Whether it's through therapy, through journaling, through prayer, or through tough conversations, start somewhere. Your healing is sacred, and your growth is your legacy. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are not beyond repair. You are simply human, and healing is the most human thing you'll ever do. So stop postponing your wholeness, reclaim your joy, rebuild your heart, and rise into the life you were always meant to live.